guys. Today's video is really special for a variety of reasons. Obviously, we have a really unique Honda next to me, but what makes this thing unique is really my personal connection to this trim. Back in 2009, I bought an S2000 CR brand new off the showroom floor. I'll put a picture of it in the video. Never did I know what that car would afford me over the years. The gateway drug, if you will, for all of my Honda and Acura passion. The S2000 CR was made from 2008 to 2009. So from this car, I made a lot of lifelong friends, had some experiences that I'll never forget. One of them was in 2011, there were about 3 or 4 of us that put on a CR-specific national gathering, and that was actually in Santa Clarita at the current HRC headquarters, which then was HPD. And I think to this point, we still are the only enthusiast group that's ever been granted access to that facility. One of the ways that we were able to do that was we had a really small group. Specifically, one of my best friends owned this car, and he actually owned quite a few CRs. I'm sure people know him in the community, but he passed away a few years ago, and it was a pretty hard hit to me and a lot of people that knew him. He was integral to that CR meet in 2011. What people don't know is we did everything as close as we could to afford most people to come from a monetary standpoint, and we were completely over budget. It was one of the first large meets that I ever did, and I learned a lot. One of the things that he did was he ended up funding the entire event for whatever we were over completely on his own, no questions asked. That was the kind of guy that he was. As his passion for Honda grew, he started to accumulate CRs. At one point, I think he had 6 or 7, but 2 were very special. He had 2 Grand Prix white deletes, and we'll go into what that is here in just a second, but I just wanted to give you some background on why the CR is so special to me and how many doors it's opened for me since that point back in 2009 when I bought my CR. Okay, so let's talk numbers. In 2008, 2009, you had the recession hitting the United States. On top of that, this car launched, had the typical S2000 buyer that wanted the car to go out and explore curvy roads on sunny days where they could put the top down. The CR is not that car. I mean, yes, you certainly can enjoy curvy roads and have a lot of fun, but this was a vehicle that did not have a soft top. It had a much stiffer suspension than the base model. It was louder. Sometimes it didn't have the creature comforts like air conditioning or radio. So what has made this car so special was not only how it was built, but how limited it now became. Honda's original forecast was 2,000 units. On top of that, the 699 that were actually built was because the CR didn't ever gain any traction with the American public, at least initially. I was in the same boat. My vehicle, my 2008 CR that I bought in April of 2009 was delivered to the showroom floor in October of 2007. That means it sat there for almost a year and a half and did not sell until I came along and was like, oh yeah, this is perfect. The base S2000 was around 2,864 pounds. The CR was only about 10 pounds lighter when it had air conditioning and it had radio and it had the hardtop on. When you strip all those things out and you get down to the Delete model, you actually are saving over 100 pounds in weight, which was substantial for that car and that form factor. From a production standpoint, yes, as you can see, we had just under 700 units made. There were 200 in Apex Blue, and of that, 21 were deletes. There were 140 in Rio Yellow Pearl, and of that, 20 were deletes. We had 269 in Berlina Black with 10 deletes, but the most limited run of all was the Grand Prix White, where there was only 90 of those made. Out of the 699, of that, only 8 were deletes. So when you're talking about the really limited and the rare of the rare, the Grand Prix White is the holy grail of the S2000 CR. And one quick story, we had executives from Japan that flew over for NS Expo 2025, and I had some downtime with a group of them, and we chatted about the S2000 because it was so special to me. I learned how special it was to the brand. And even the senior leaders that are there today are still missing that car. They have such love and such admiration for it. And it was the one time that the United States got the best trim of something. So many vehicles over the last 20, 25, 30 years that Honda has produced have been exclusive to Japan, or they weren't available in the United States markets, the Type Rs, the Type Ss, the Type S Zeros. But this was the one time that we won. We got the best variant, the highest trim, the most hardcore, because in Japan, the S2000 CR was the Type S. So it was heavier, it did have the soft top, it did have softer suspension. than what the United States got. In bright colors, it was a sight to behold when you actually saw them in person. Taking a walk around the exterior, we can clearly see the front aero with this CR specific lip. We have CR Kaiser silver painted wheels. The base S2000 wheels were more of a light silver. We have black lug nuts. Moving on, we have the black S2000 CR emblems with clear side markers. Obviously the Berlina Black hardtop. Coming around the rear, tires are actually a little bit wider. They're 255s instead of 245 series. Coming up here, CR specific spoiler in the back with badging. One of the other unique things with the S2000 CR is the exhaust. Believe it or not, it is specific. So there's no extra roll hoops behind here, which is really hard to see. Here's a better look. The inside is unique as well. So instead of a soft top, the CR has this tonneau that basically goes on the back of the seats. And in place of the soft top is actually a really large stabilizer bar. One of the other unique things about the CR is the hardtop. So on the OEM hardtop, there actually are catches back here that help push down the soft top when you have a soft top. The CR hardtops do not have those catches. Okay, here's where it gets good. Again, this S2000 CR only has a few thousand miles on it. It is pristine in almost every possible way. The CR seats, obviously Alcantara on the outsides. We have a yellow Tomcat fabric on the insides with yellow stitching throughout. It's on both door cards. So we have Alcantara here on the door card with yellow stitching. We also have yellow stitching on the shift boot, right here. We have an NSX Type R inspired shift knob, but with yellow lettering instead of red. CR specific trim on the radio door and on the center console. Obviously around here, there's no soft top, so in its place is a delete button. Still have the cup holder. We have yellow stitching on the steering wheel all the way around. So one of the things that makes the CR unique is the gauge cluster, and you can see right there on the CR, there's a different light that's not on the regular 08 and 09 S2000s. And what that is a peak power indicator. When you're in the primary power band, that thing lights up green and flashes at you and says, go, go, go. I'll just turn the car on and you'll be able to see it flash here green. It's right there. Did you think we were done? Because we're not. So in the base S2000, you have a spare tire behind here. Obviously you can see this is still molded out for the spare. So we pull these out. There we go. And what's behind here? Nothing. It's completely empty. Look how clean that is too. One of the last fun pieces to this car, now if memory serves right, beneath this is a fix-a-flat because there's no spare. And if I remember correctly, the conversion from Japanese to English was pretty rough. Oh yeah, in case full, fill the air to a tire. Parks a car. Yeah, this was always really funny to me. And there's the fix-a-flat that at this point probably doesn't work anymore. These should have an expiration on them. Expiration date, July of 2011. But all original. And lastly is the trunk. So the CR has a reinforced trunk that the base S2000s do not, and they have this because of the giant spoiler on the back of the trunk lid. So this helps minimize flex in the trunk lid when it's closed and you're at speed. It feels so refreshing to be in this car. It feels like I'm home, which is a really, really good but interesting feeling. And for the current owner, they feel the same way. This car really brought them back to their roots, and it really solidified what the car has meant to all of us in different ways. All of the CRs were so limited that you really got to know the owners very quickly and very well. Considering they were only made for 08 and 09, that was right when the recession was hitting, And the American market was having a really difficult time understanding where this car fits. Most people bought the S2000 as a cruiser, as a touring car. You put the top down, you cruise around, you enjoy all of its amenities. But this car has no soft top. You have a hard top on here that when you yank this thing off and you get stuck out in the rain, you're gonna get wet. Or in my case, I got snow covered a time or two. But this one, this is the ultimate CR. Not only is this a Delete, but this is a 1 of 8 Grand Prix white. Completely unmolested, original to a T. So I thought I would go through a few things on what makes the Delete a Delete. And I'll show them to you in a second, but a couple things you can't really see. The first thing actually is the wire harness. The wire harness is completely different on the Delete model because it removes every unnecessary wire that doesn't go to something like a radio or the air conditioning. In addition, because there's no air conditioner compressor, the serpentine belt is different. So there certainly are some unique things that make this car so special, and why a 1 of 8 production is so unique. Taking a look at it inside, normally you have a radio right here. On the S2000 CR, you still do as well for most models, but the Delete has nothing behind here. And how do you know? Well, you can't open the radio door. So first things first, not only is there no spring in here for the radio door to go down, but there's also a screw that's holding this closed. Because there's nothing behind here, there's no reason to open this. Now, people have modified these. They've put like cubby holes in here, they put radios in here, etc. This one has nothing. Moving up to the HVAC cluster, you can see obviously there's still a fan, there's heat, there's all this stuff, but there's no air conditioner. You also have a blank right here. And the other thing that's unique on the Delete model is the radio. All the radio controls, they still work, but they're completely blacked out, and there's no wiring behind here as well. So it's a little unfortunate. You still have things like the mute button with the light here that doesn't go to anything, but this is what makes the Delete so unique. Okay, hope you've enjoyed that little trip down memory lane with me and really enjoyed the eye candy with all the S2000 CR content. Let me know if you have any questions and leave them in the comments down below.